This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Our top story, President Donald Trump's first visit to MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa.
The president receiving briefings from U.S. Central Command and Special Operations Command leaders, the headquarters at MacDill. U.S. Central Command operates all of our armed forces in the Middle East. Aside from his briefings, President Trump also shared lunch with some soldiers at the base, promising his support as he says radical Islamic terrorists are determined to strike our homeland. Outside the property, dozens lined the streets to protest the president's visit. There are signs and chants disputing policy and some of Trump's public behavior. Inside, the president defended his recent travel ban on a room full of troops and Central Command leaders who oversee 4 of the 7 countries it includes.
We need strong programs so that people that love us and want to love our country and will end up loving our country are allowed in, not people that want to destroy us and destroy our country.
President Trump also made some surprisingly positive remarks about NATO after recently calling the organization obsolete. We'll have more on that tonight at 6. And if you would like to hear the president's entire speech at MacDill Air Force Base, we do have it for you on our website. Just head over to mysuncoast.com.
On Capitol Hill, the Senate will be in session around the clock this week as Republicans try to confirm more of President Trump's cabinet picks. Senators are heading to a showdown vote on Education Secretary nominee Betsy DeVos, and Democrats plan to drag out the process as much as possible. DeVos, a wealthy GOP donor, has drawn fierce opposition. 2 Republican senators have announced plans to oppose her, which could result in a 50-50 Senate vote tomorrow, leaving Vice President Mike Pence in the role of tiebreaker. Meanwhile, Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch is meeting with 2 top Senate Democrats who could be key to his confirmation. Gorsuch met with California Senator Dianne Feinstein, who is the top Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Gorsuch must be able to win support from 60 of the Senate's 100 members. Republicans have a 52-48 majority, so Republicans will need the support of at least 8 Democrats.
Promising news for struggling farmers across Florida and on the Sun Coast. Researchers working to find a cure for citrus greening are getting help from the federal government. The Department of Agriculture awarding $13.6 million to research projects. Some of the awardees include Clemson University, Regents of University of California, Iowa State University, and the USDA Agricultural Research Service. Since arriving in Florida nearly a decade ago, citrus greening has spread across the entire state, killing many trees. The funding was made possible by a USDA program Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan fought to include in the 2014 Farm Bill.
Now to new details surrounding a murder investigation in Lakewood Ranch. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies say the victim was found in Greenbrook Park around midnight early Sunday. Investigators say an on-duty security guard found 23-year-old Alexander Sherp near his vehicle with severe injuries. He was taken to the hospital where he later died. Investigators say he suffered upper body trauma and was likely targeted. News of the murder is shocking to those who live nearby.
We're very concerned and upset about it, since this is usually a very nice neighborhood and quiet and peaceful, and it's really kind of a shame. It's frightening, actually.
So far, no arrests have been made, and anyone with information on the case is asked to call Manatee County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS.
A Manatee County man is under arrest after sheriff's deputies say he fired several shots at them in Bradenton. 34-year-old Mark Davis is charged with aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer after he allegedly fired shots from a house on 29th Street East. As ABC7's Ray Collins reports, deputies were dispatched to the area for one reason, but wound up being a different situation entirely.
It began under the cover of darkness when deputies were called out to an apparent home invasion in Manatee County, but hours later, the situation was much different.
Later on, we got called out in reference to possible shots fired in the area, and once we came back to the scene, the deputies were fired upon. We did return fire.
As dawn broke, the SWAT team was activated. High-powered rifles were ready, and residents in this neighborhood were all involved.
We definitely cordoned off the whole scene and made sure it was safe for everybody involved to avoid any, issues or anybody getting injured.
Eventually, the subject came out. He was apprehended. Also, there were 3 other people that were living in the residence. They got out safely.
In the end, one person arrested, nobody injured, but deputies say they did have to shoot a dog who charged at them. In Manatee County, Ray Collins, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Ray, thank you. You will likely see electric shuttle cars traveling around downtown Sarasota by this April. In a unanimous vote this afternoon, the Sarasota City Commission agreed to award a contract to the electric shuttle vendor called Gotcha Ride. The company will offer up free electric shuttle service that can be hailed on a mobile app. The city will contribute nearly $340,000 for the 2-year project. The area serviced would include Mound Street to 14th Street and from School Avenue west to the Bayfront.
And now for a check on our forecast, let's head over to Bob. It's been pretty nice, Bob. Foggy yesterday, but nice today.
Yeah, foggy start yesterday, sunny finish, and today a little bit of fog around, but boy, lots of sunshine. Temperatures topping out in the upper 70s to low 80s, well above the average for this time of year. And that's a direct result of a large area of high pressure, which continues to kind of keep all these clouds and showers well to the north of us and down to the south of us into the Keys and the Florida Straits. A few showers there. But currently, we have generally fair skies, 77 degrees still, and the pressure 30-11, and that's holding steady. Winds out of the west-northwest at 7, and the humidity fairly comfortable now at 54%. We are anticipating a nice night, too, with temperatures dropping down into the low to mid-60s by 11 o'clock. Generally fair skies. Just a little bit of fog forming late tonight. We'll have more in the forecast for the rest of the work week coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. And ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now. And Richard, a very quiet start to the week on Wall Street.
Haley, you're absolutely right. It wasn't that long ago we were all concerned about volatility, and oh my goodness, we're up 100, we're down 150. Well, it's certainly not been the case in the last few days. As you're about to see, the biggest move we saw all day long was a whopping 0.2%. The range for the day was 93 points. We were down by 69 points at the low and up by 24 points at the high. But as you're about to see, when we finished, there wasn't much change. Let's take a look at the closing figures there. You see the Dow down by 19 points, not even 0.1%, closing at 20,052.42 on volume of 677 million shares. The NASDAQ down 3 points, not also below 0.1%, 6/100ths, closing at 5,663.55. That on volume of 1,819 million shares. And the S&P, well, the other two are down, so is the S&P, down by 0.2%, less than 5 points at 2,292.56. Well, if you own shares of Hasbro, the toy maker, chances are you're feeling pretty good about what happened today. The stock was up by more than 14%. That's an amazing move for one day, but the company reported all-time record revenues, all-time record earnings, revenues above $5 billion for the first time ever. And as you see on that video, the reason for it is, guess what? Frozen and Disney Princess. Both of those had been a product produced by Mattel. Now that's not the case anymore. Hasbro is doing it and obviously doing very, very well. Over $5 billion for the first time. That's a pretty good move. And oh, by the way, they increased their dividend, something all stockholders like to hear.
Yep, they sure do. You also have some news on a company that serves a lot of people here on the Suncoast, and that's Frontier Communications.
And Scott, I remember once you said something not very kind about them, so I'll leave that alone. But their stock down sharply today. Not performing well, does pay a big dividend if they can pay it, but the stock down very, very sharply, not looking terribly attractive.
Well, I know we've done some stories on their problems when they took over for Verizon, that's for sure.
Yes, we have.
All right, Richard, thank you.
You're welcome.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, a family closer to getting justice. Police make a big breakthrough in finding out who killed a woman who was jogging in New York last year.
And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, later in Health Smart, a life-saving skill, how well lifeguards are able to perform CPR under pressure while on a rescue boat. We'll have that story in Health Smart.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com, AndServices.com.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Datoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Datoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
We are going to build a great society where no man or woman are the victim of fear or poverty or hatred, where every man and woman has a chance for fulfillment and prosperity and hope.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.
Thinking about having surgery can be a scary thing. And to take somebody who's in severe pain, bring them in, take good care of them, and then get them out and back to their life is huge. We focus on minimally invasive approaches when possible, and oftentimes people can be back up on their feet in a day or two with a whole lot less pain than before surgery. We fix people's lives. We do.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Relief and anger in New York today, 6 months after a young woman was murdered during her afternoon jog. Police say they found her killer.
Karina Vetrano was jogging alone in Queens when she didn't come home. Her father found her body lifeless, just feet from the running trail. For nearly half a year, police chased dead ends, but then last week they made a breakthrough. Old clues led police to 20-year-old Chanel Lewis, who was at his mother's house. Police say he voluntarily gave them a cheek swab, which matched the DNA under Vetrano's nails and elsewhere.
She had touch DNA on her back, and there was more DNA on the cell phone. So 3 incidents, that's how we were able to bring this profile up, and that's how we made the link.
Lewis had no prior arrests. There was, however, a 911 call about his suspicious behavior in May at the same park where Vetrano was later murdered. But Lewis's father says his son is not responsible.
The U.S. Coast Guard now in its final round of hearings looking into the sinking of the cargo ship El Faro. The Coast Guard's Marine Board of Investigation is looking for evidence of negligence or misconduct in the disaster. All 33 crew members on board died when the El Faro sank during a hurricane on October 1st of 2015, just 2 days after leaving Jacksonville on a cargo run to Puerto Rico. The hearings that started today in Jacksonville will cover 2 weeks of testimony. A review of data and recordings captured by the ship's black box is expected to be a large part of that testimony. And it's a Monday, and it was pretty nice out there, but warm. I think it got close to 80. I felt like it at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And temperatures are going to stay warm, too. We have a cold front coming down in a little bit, Dan. That cold front will cool us down just a little bit for just a short period of time, too. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Patchy fog downside. We had some not too patchy yesterday morning. Boy, it stuck around for a while, too, keeping temperatures in the low 70s. They were anticipated to go a little higher on Sunday, but because of the fog sticking around longer than anticipated, it didn't warm up as much, but not the case today. The fog stayed a lot to our north for this morning. Warm week ahead, despite the fact that we are going to see a cold front on Thursday. It's not going to chill things out for too long. The weather, again, showing beautiful conditions here. In fact, temperatures in the mid-80s in inland sections of our viewing area. That's allowing enough lift. The sea breeze has developed. There's a chance for a few spotty showers this evening. And the radar picture depicting some of that activity now down into Charlotte County. This is very light rain. If you see it at all, it will develop. There's a sea breeze moving all the way east of I-75 now. You can see that quite clearly from Ruskin, stretching southward all the way down to near Northport. And that's where the convergence may set up and produce 1 or 2 lone showers on that sea breeze. But near the coast, we have 77 degrees. Plenty of sunshine. Dew point is at 59. That's warm for this time of year. Winds out of the west-northwest at 7. The pressure pretty high at 30-11. The forecast for Tuesday looks to be pretty much what we saw today. Upper 70s to near 80 degrees. There will be 80-degree temperatures, especially in places like Parrish and also near Northport, Lakewood Ranch, Wauchula, Arcadia, all into the 80s there tomorrow. 78 expected at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport, close to that, and maybe a degree or 2 warmer. Well, here comes the front on the Futurecast, 11 a.m. on Tuesday. The storm system, the low pressure area, is going to be so far north that it's not going to drag a lot of cold air our way. It'll be down in cooler temperatures come Friday, but it won't be that cold. Here comes the front. Big storms, though, could be anticipated with warm, moist air out ahead of that front, a little closer to the area of low pressure into Georgia, so severe weather possibility. This particular front showing, depicted by this model, blowing up some storms here and then kind of fading them away before they reach us. So we're going to keep, though, a 30% chance for a few showers and a few storms in our forecast as the front kind of fizzles out right near us on Thursday. So that rain chance is at 30% on Thursday. Elsewhere across the U.S., you see all the clouds kind of moving from west to east. We call that zonal flow. And that zonal flow is bringing a lot of moisture into California right now, where there are numerous weather watches and warnings and some high fire danger now into Texas, Oklahoma, up into Denver, where fire watch near Dallas and out west. It's a winter storm warning. It seems like it's been continuous as far as those warnings go out west for those winter storms. Temperatures right now, look how warm things are. Chicago right now 52 degrees. Here we are in February. It's 53 in Cleveland. Washington at 57 degrees. In Denver 61 degrees in Denver, which is hard to believe. A lot of folks out there skiing right now and thinking this is spring already. Well, here's what's the dew point, the wind chill temperatures are. -8 in Minot, 24 in Minneapolis. So there's no real bitterly cold temperatures except for the northern plains and throughout the northern Rockies. Well, the 7-day forecast checks like this. We'll see a high of 78 on Tuesday, 77 Wednesday, and then it gets a little breezy as the front gets close on Thursday. It cools us down to a little bit below average on Friday at 70, and then Saturday we warm back up quickly. So a great weekend anticipated with temperatures back slightly above average and lows into the mid-50s by then. More on the weather coming up a little bit later. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. In Suncoast Traffic Watch, there's no crashes in the area right now. And get this, traffic is moving smoothly on Interstate 75. Look at all that green. Just a little bit of yellow and red up by University, but otherwise smooth going on I-75. A nice change. Haley?
Thank you, Scott. In Health News tonight, the National Sleep Foundation published a first-of-its-kind set of sleep quality recommendations in the journal Sleep Health. They were developed based on a review of almost 300 studies. If the following are true, you're likely getting a good night's sleep. First, you fall asleep within 30 minutes. Second, you wake up for 5 minutes or no more than once a night. Third, you fall back asleep within 20 minutes or 30 minutes for older adults if you do wake up. And fourth, you're asleep 85% of the time you're in bed. Sleep experts say don't do a lot of other awake time activities in bed like snacking or watching TV so that your brain only associates your bed with sleep. Purposely heading a soccer ball may lead to concussion symptoms, despite previous research suggesting that mainly arises from accidental knocks to the head. That's according to a new study published in the journal Neurology. While amateur soccer players were at an increased risk of concussion-like symptoms from colliding with each other and other objects, they also had an increased risk for those symptoms if they had often used their head to hit the ball. The new study, however, did not determine if heading leads to brain damage or other issues down the road. Lifeguards who oversee open water, such as oceans and lakes, may be able to deliver CPR effectively in rescue boats, according to a small study in Spain. The study showed lifeguards provided the best CPR on land, but lifeguard scores on small inflatable rescue boats surpassed the CPR success threshold of 70% of the time. However, the quality of CPR did decrease as the boat's speed increased. Researchers say this study supports the notion of starting CPR as soon as possible in real-life scenarios. Still to come on your Suncoast News, tax forms may have been compromised due to a cyber attack. What officials are telling us about the breach involving Manatee County schools. But first, these aren't Super Bowl fireworks streaking across the skies. The multiple states where a meteor is giving thousands a natural light show.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Gold fever is at an all-time high in the Sunshine State with the new Gold Rush Doubler family of scratch-off games. Everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. With over $1 billion in total cash prizes, the Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Join us for Sarasota Opera's 2017 Winter Festival, opening February 11th. Featuring Puccini's most famous opera, Madame Butterfly, Rossini's delightful comedy, The Italian Girl in Algiers, Poulenc's heartbreaking dialogues of the Carmelites, and the medieval thriller The Love of Three Kings by Italo Montemezzi. Tickets are on sale now. Call 941-328-1300 or visit sarasotaopera.org.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
At least 119 people are dead after a series of avalanches in Afghanistan. Another 89 people have been hurt. Those avalanches were triggered by heavy snowfall across the country. They destroyed about 190 homes, and at least 2 villages are buried in snow. Another snowstorm is expected to hit that area on Friday. A meteor's natural light show is caught over multiple states. Amazing footage of the meteor tearing across the Midwestern sky was captured by police dash cams and shared by the National Weather Service. One man described the sighting as very bright and green, and that you could see it breaking apart. Some sightings have also been reported as far north as Canada.
The city of Boston is on a high after the New England Patriots won Super Bowl 51. The team is celebrating a record comeback against Atlanta in the first ever overtime in Super Bowl history. Thousands of Patriots fans from Texas to Massachusetts cheering on their team's 5th Super Bowl victory. A lot of the credit going to the team's star quarterback Tom Brady. He's being heavily praised for the win.
I just kept hope. I knew Brady would win.
Undisputed greatest ever. The GOAT. Now, can't challenge that, right? 5 rings, he's got 5. Can't challenge that.
One small bit of bad news for Tom Brady. His game jersey was reportedly stolen. He's now asking if anyone sees it on eBay or elsewhere to let him know. Brady also received his 4th Super Bowl MVP award, which is a record for the title game. The Patriots are planning a victory parade tomorrow morning.
I think they just landed back in Boston a few minutes ago, and what a game. I mean, Everyone, I think, thought it was over.
Yeah,
Maybe some people turned it off.
Right, I saw a lot of people posting that, but I've been on the losing end with my team so many times with those comebacks.
Yeah.
So I never say it's over till the last second. So
what a gut punch for Atlanta fans. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Still to come on your Suncoast News tonight, the rules of the road.
Just how easy it is to pass a driving test in Florida. When we come back, my skills are put to the test behind the wheel. Behind the wheel, you can find out how I did coming up next.
Look, I'm not an ideologue. I am an originalist.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction. Spend time choosing from exciting colors, textures, and accessories, and then collaborate with one of our expert designers to create the perfect custom storage solution to fit your style and budget. At California Closets, we design everything to exceed your expectations for any room in your home. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the nearest showroom to you. California Closets, designed to your life.
If you want to rediscover the smooth, radiant skin of your past, consider a facelift, eyelid lift, or laser resurfacing from Faces by Feza. Restore your natural, youthful appearance and the confidence that goes with it when you trust your face to the expert hands of Dr. John Feza. Using a delicate touch, he gives you natural-looking contours, a clean jawline, and long-lasting results. Call today to schedule a private consultation, because when you look good, you feel good. Faces by Feza at Center for Sight.